Welcome to Be Me with Shari, the podcast where each day is a step towards a better you and where we focus on progress, not perfection. Join me as we embark on a journey of self-improvement and wellness, focusing on being just a little better than we were yesterday. Welcome to episode 38 of the Be Me podcast. My name's Shari Ware. I'm your host, and in this episode, this is actually part of the Self-Care for Busy People series, and it's 7 easy mini digital detox hacks for better focus and well-being. And Mary Davis said, "A walk in nature walks the soul back home." So that might actually give us a little bit of an idea of where we might be going, or part of the way we might be going with this. But I really loved that quote when I found it. Mary Davis is an author, and she has some lovely books, and I will put the link to the show notes in the show notes for you. So, a mini digital detox. Why is it important? We're going to cover off on that. Some simple ways to take a break from the screen and how to make it a sustainable habit. So first of all, why? I know that when I know why it's important for me to do something, it actually makes it easier to do it. Your why is such an important thing for so many things in our lives. So yes, we know that screens and technology are an unavoidable part of life pretty well in this modern day life that we live in. It helps us a lot. It makes things more efficient. However, constant engagement with a device can take a toll on your health. It can contribute to stress. It can contribute to sleep disturbances, and it also can reduce your focus. So as much as we use them because it makes everything easier, there has to be a balance with all things. There needs to be harmony. Is actually a better word that Jim Quick uses, and I really like that. So taking short detoxes throughout the day can actually help you to refocus, can help you reset, can help you boost your energy, and help you in a lot of different ways. So how can you actually do that? First of all, you can create some device-free zones. So certain areas in your office, or if you work from home, in your home, should be or would be really good to be actually designated as an area where devices are not used, especially if you're working from home, or even if you don't work from home, but when you are at home, you're constantly on devices. Definitely designating the bedroom, number one, the bedroom, as a device-free zone is a very good thing to do. And also, the dining table, you might have a balcony or something where you just want to have that designated as a relaxed space, or you might have a certain area in your home that you want to designate specifically as a relaxed space, and so those spaces are automatically designated as device free. So that's a way that you can help to support your health, and it can support better sleep, especially when applied to the bedroom. Using scheduled breaks to unplug. So, and again, if you are not used to doing this, if this is unfamiliar to you, then in the beginning, to create the habit, you might need to set yourself some reminders, maybe an alarm on your phone, or you can actually have a timer that you can set, and then a manual timer if you don't want to use your phone, that you can set to focus on work, and then once the timer goes off, then you have a quick break. But when you are having that break, having a break from the screens, any devices, including your phone. So the point of having a break is not moving from your computer or your laptop to your phone and having a break scrolling on your phone. It's about unplugging and having that time as designated device free. Even just a couple of minutes every hour to step away from devices, to stretch, to practice some deep breathing. It can reduce your eye strain and improve your focus. These breaks act as mini resets, and they'll help you to not get tired, and boost your mental clarity. You can try the 2020 rule for the 20-20-20 rule for eye health. So if you are staring at a screen for long periods of time, then it can strain your eyes and it can impact your eye health. So the 20-20-20 rule helps with this. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 meters away for 20 seconds. This habit allows it relaxes the eyes. It will reduce any discomfort that you might have if you've been concentrating for too long. I know that people think that I actually can't see the screen. I've had some comments from people watching me and say, do you need to get glasses? And I'm like, oh, no, that's actually my concentrating face. I can see the screen fine. I kind of squint my eyes when I'm concentrating. So people think that I actually am having trouble seeing. It's not that. I'm just really focused and I'm concentrating. And it can also help you to maintain focus over the long term. You could practice a morning or evening tech-free ritual. And it could actually be a morning and evening tech-free ritual, depending, on you. So starting and ending your day with a tech-free routine. So even just 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long time, or 3 minutes. A lot of people, as soon as they wake up, they're straight away on their phone, and that's just, it's not healthy for us, especially if you might happen to see something that stresses you a little bit, then you're starting your day with the stress. That's not how we want to be starting our day. We want to be starting our day in a good way. So there's lots of things you could do in your few minutes of ritual time in the morning. It could be journaling or stretching or meditating. In the evening, it could be reading a book, practicing gratitude. You could do those things in the morning as well. It doesn't have to be in the evening. But the point is to be doing it free of devices. And I also created a handy little checklist. It's called the 4-5-3-2-1 sleep hygiene routine that can help you with that. And it can help you to implement these things. And I will make sure that you have access to that in some way in the show notes. There are plenty of apps these days that can help you to track and limit your screen time. So it's a bit ironic that technology can actually help you to detox from technology. That's if you're taking notice of it. I quite often see the notification come up each week on my phone that says, your screen time was so many hours this week. And I have to say, I don't always take a lot of notice of it, but I am also working on getting into the habit of doing these things, and I'm definitely a lot better at having breaks than I was probably 5 years ago or so. Just be consistent and practice makes progress. It's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. So using apps that track screen time or block social media during certain hours to create more mindful habits. So if you set your phone up that you actually, you can't do those things during certain hours, well then if you do mindlessly reach for it and then you can't do it, it reminds you, oh yes, that's right, I'm not doing that now. So, those things can actually help you. Getting outside for a digital reset. A short walk outdoors without your phone can actually really do a lot of good for your mental health. You're getting natural light and fresh air, which will help to reduce stress, help to clear your mind, will help you boost your overall well-being. And even just 5 minutes away from screens can make you feel a lot better, especially if you are in the middle of something that's really stressful. Setting a tech-free hour to recharge. I know an hour can seem like a long time, but really in the entirety of your day, it's actually just a small percentage. Designate 1 hour each day to step away from all screens, phones, computers, even TVs. I'm talking all devices. I'm not just talking your computer and your phone. Anything that has a screen on it, basically, is what we're talking about. And use that time to engage in other activities that are really good for your health and well-being. It can be things like reading or journaling or cooking, spending time with the people that you love. These things will all give you a dopamine hit just as well as the devices will. That's a lot of times, especially scrolling your phone, it's because it gives you a dopamine hit. That's why a lot of us are addicted to it. So looking to get our dopamine hit in other ways, in healthier ways, is a really good thing. And the intentional break can help to reduce overstimulation. It will promote better sleep. It will help you to sleep better. And it gives your brain a chance to reset. I know my brain goes literally, I'm sure it goes 24/7. I know that it's still processing things when I sleep. So it's really good to actually intentionally take those breaks, even if it's only for a few minutes. And again, a lot of the things in this episode are actually similar to the previous episode, last week's episode, that was on short break, basically taking short breaks, natural energy boosting breaks. Without the caffeine and the sugary snacks. Well, this is basically the same thing, but we're talking about breaks away from the technology, so without the devices, which can be just as addictive, if not more addictive than the caffeine and the energy drinks and the sugary snacks. So there's a lot of crossover. And so as I did last week, I'll also remind you of the STEPS formula and habit science, which you will have access to help you to implement all of these things if you go to the corresponding Be Me Bites episode, which is BB Bites 36, Self-Care for Busy People Part 5. This is Part 5 of the series, 7 Simple Ways to Do a Mini Digital Detox for Better Health. So if you go there, you'll find some things probably that were in the written edition that didn't make it in the podcast, because I don't script my podcast. I just have some notes and I just talk off the cuff. There will definitely be extra resources, all of those things that I spoke about, the 4-5-3-2-1 sleep hygiene routine, habit science, the STEPS formula, all of those things you will find in the written edition. And as an ethical bribe, if you subscribe to BB Bites, you will get a free online copy of any one of my books of your choice. And when you subscribe, you get an email that tells you how to claim that. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Until the next episode, keep taking one step at a time, and I'll see you then. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Remember to check out the show notes, and if you have any comments, feedback or suggestions, I'd love to hear them. If you've received value from this podcast, make sure to subscribe, and I'd love you to rate and review the show. Have a fabulous day.